What's up, guys? Jordan here, and today we're in for a treat. It's something that I've been looking forward to trying ever since they announced its release, and that is the stuffed crust pizza from Domino's. Like I've said a couple times on this channel, I am a fan of stuffed crust pizza. It's by far probably one of my most favorite pizza options, crust options and I try to get it when available. It's not available everywhere, and up until recently it was never available at Domino's. One of the only places you could get it as far as big chain places was pretty much Pizza Hut, and then obviously Little Caesars has it too. But anywho, I'm excited to check this out. This is going to be the first time I've seen it or had it. I haven't even really watched other YouTube videos reviewing it or anything, so this is all new to me. So let's go ahead and crack open the box and check it out. All right, so first impressions, it looks pretty tasty. It's got some good pepperonis on there. The crust that's some thick crust. Wow. Very they go ahead and Parmesan dust the crust. It kind of reminds me of what is it, the Crazy Crust from Little Caesars. That's awesome. I'm a fan of that. And I know years ago when Domino's first kind of changed their recipes, one of the big things they changed was their crust, and they did a bunch of kind of a more like spicy, buttery, herby crust. Again, a lot different from the competition. Some people like it, some people don't. They also changed their sauce, if I remember correctly, to be a little bit more, I don't know, maybe a little bit sweeter. I think they call it robust, but it is what it is. Anywho, all right, let's go ahead and get it plated up and give it a try. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this plated up. But before I do, I of course have to, put some cheese and pepper on it. Which reminds me, okay, when I went and picked this pizza up, what do you do when you go get a pizza? You ask for cheese and pepper, right? Pause. Okay, Domino's charges $1 now for Parmesan and $1 for red pepper. So just to get some packets, okay, of seasoning, they're gonna charge you $1. I don't know if they're gonna do a shaker. I know Pizza Hut started doing that. They're the first people to do that, and then I guess Domino's followed suit. Ridiculous, okay? That's like McDonald's charging for ketchup. You may as well charge me for napkins, okay? As far as I'm concerned, cheese and pepper is an automatic inclusion, ridiculous. Times are tough. We're living in a crazy world when they're charging for cheese and pepper. Luckily, I have some Little Caesars packets laying around from my last visit. They still give it to you for free, and that's Little Caesars, the cheapest pizza you can get. Obviously, probably, their margins are so thin. If Little Caesars can afford to give you free packets of cheese and pepper, Domino's and Pizza Hut can as well. I haven't been to Papa John's in years, so I have no idea what they're doing. But it's ridiculous, and honestly, a bad look. I will seriously consider that. I mean, is it a big deal? No, like what, but it's the principle. That's ridiculous. Taco Bell, free sauce, with the exception of like a couple sauces. You go to any fast food place, ranch free, ketchup free, napkins free, straw, may as well charge me for straws, start charging me for napkins. Ridiculous, okay? Insane. So, anywho, minor tangent. Thank you for listening. All right, let's go ahead and get a slice of this. I'm really excited. I have not had Domino's in a very long time. You know, I used to be a really huge Domino's fan, especially when they first came out with the 555 deal, you know, which is still around in some sort of variant, you know. Oh, that's looking good. But, you know, um, them to finally introduce the stuffed crust, it's, you know, I had to. So, anywho, cheers. Let's dive in. Oh, do I go for the or do I go? Okay, I guess we got to go for the crust for, right? Like that's what we're here for. We're here for the crust. So let's dive in. No cheese bowl. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, we'll dive into the pizza. Mm. Mm-hmm. Ooh. The pepper had a kick. Wow. All right. So, gotta say, that stuffed crust is pretty nice. The stuffed crust is nice. Let's go ahead and bite into the other side. Mm. All right. I will say that is that is some good cheese. There's some good cheese in there, and it's like good stuff. You know, I don't know if you can tell. Look at that. So it's like bread to bread cheese. Okay, something you'll notice from the like I feel like the main comparison and the main competition of this is gonna be the Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza. And I know I haven't reviewed the stuffed crust proper on here, but the Pizza Hut stuffed crust proper on here. But I have reviewed the cheesy bites, and that's close enough for now. Um, but if you look, there's a big gap between the crust, the cheese, and the top of the crust on those pizzas. This edge to edge coverage, you know, that is a stuffed. That is an actual stuffed crust pizza, which again, you know, that's quality. It tastes good. It tastes cheesy. You know, one thing to note. Let me grab a different slice here. Let's check it out. If you remember, the Pizza Hut pizza was so greasy. Look at that. There's some sauce on there. That's sauce, but it is not a greasy. The Pizza Hut pizza drenched, completely drenched in grease. Tasted good, but you know it's kind of gross. While this is greasy, like the box has grease, my hands aren't dripping wet. The crust is thicker. This is a thicker pizza than the Pizza Hut pizza. Had to sneak another bite. The crust is thicker. The crust cheesier. Okay. The Parmesan on the crust, it's a good touch. You know, you can tell they kind of butter it too, so it gives it a little bit of crisp. It has some crisp, has some butteriness to it, a little bit of cheese, got the herb spices. All right, so that's good. That's good. So, two small issues. Well, one issue I do have with this pizza, it's only available in a medium. Okay. Most places only allow it to be a large, actually. So this for this to only be a medium, very interesting. I'm very curious as to why that's the case. Um, if I had to guess, it's because they do that $6.99 for two or more deal. So I bet you mediums tends to be their most popular size. Since that's their most popular size, this allows them to upcharge easier. Hey, you can convert your $6.99 one topping into whatever for extra $3 or $4, whatever it is. This pizza, regular price, no discounts, just menu price is after tax $17.74 for a medium single topping pizza. That is actually insane. Very expensive. However, they want you to use coupons, deals. That's basically their regular price. So with the coupon deal or whatever, it was like a $7.99 carry out special for one pizza. I ended up paying $10.85. It was $9.99 plus tax. Okay, so $10 for a medium stuffed crust pizza. I suppose that's fine. $10 for a dinner, that's good. I mean, nowadays, that's pretty much what you're striving for. Realistically, I could probably eat this whole pizza. I'm gonna try not to, but I definitely can. And if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've had a Pizza Hut pizza. It used to be $11.99 for a large. It's probably not that anymore. It's probably like $12.99 now. I believe the Cheesy Bites pizza with the ranch flight was $13.99. So I'm gonna assume that was a little bit more expensive than a regular stuffed crust, just due to it being like an LTO and whatnot. So, anywho, what's the final verdict? I'd probably give this pizza a solid. This is a solid like 7.4 pizza. It tastes good. The stretch, not the stretch, the stuffed crust is good. No cheese pull, but it's tasty. It feels quality. I don't feel like I don't feel like any corners were cut on me. It's not too greasy. It's flavorful. I'll be curious to see how it holds up, like how any leftovers, if there are leftovers, how those hold up. Because again, that plays into part on where I choose to get my pizza from as well. Because I don't always eat the whole pizza. I try not to, and I try to have leftovers. And boom, it's a lunch the next day or a dinner the next day. So, anywho, would eat again. I'm glad that I tried it. Domino's. I hope it sticks around. And I am looking forward to, again, revisiting maybe Pizza Hut stuffed crust. I believe Papa John's has a stuffed crust, so I want to try that. And then also gotta visit the Little Caesars stuffed crust too. So, anywho, I hope you guys found this informative. Have you tried it? Let me know. Did you like it? Did you not? Leave a comment, maybe a like or a dislike. Either one, I'll take whatever. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great night. Peace.